Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. It's been such a long time. It's been such a long time since I've been in front of the camera. I completely miss it. I was working 3 jobs and girl, it was not easy. So I neglected YouTube and I was like, I miss it. I miss creating. I miss just being in front of the camera, just talking to y'all. So with that being said, today we are going to be doing my top favorite makeup beauty items for 2019. I am so excited to be sharing with you this video because I do this almost every year. At least I've been trying to be consistent on it. As many of you know, I do bullet journal, so I have a page dedicated for favorites of the month. So I'll write down everything that I have been liking for that month, and I accumulated everything today. So that's what we're going to be doing for this video. If you're not already subscribed, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and for you not to miss any of my videos, just hit that little notification bell. We're going to start off with some skincare because, as you may know, or if you don't know, I am a licensed esthetician. I'm constantly like looking up stuff and ingredients and all that stuff. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm pretty well rounded on skincare. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with that. And I'm going to be sharing a couple of things with you that have worked for me this past year. And I'm actually going to talk about 2 moisturizers. The first one being is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. And this is a very luxurious moisturizer. It is a dewy finish, as it says, and I use this not on myself but on my clients. I prep my clients with this moisturizer because it's very hydrating. I noticed that anyone and everyone, as far as clientele goes, this has worked for them, and I really like it. Even though if they're oily or dry, anything, this works really good to prep their skin, which I have really enjoyed. And it's an investment, honestly. Like, if you're a makeup artist or just someone in general who just likes to prep your skin really well, I highly suggest this one. Again, this is like a pretty hefty penny, but it works, trust me. So another moisturizer that I have currently been enjoying is the Kiehls Ultra Facial Cream. This is a very lightweight moisturizer. I wish I had discovered this sooner, but I mean, it's an alternative to the Tatcha one. If you're someone who doesn't want to spend like $68 on this, they have this one. But this one is a very lightweight formula. You can use it under your makeup and also use it as a moisturizer. I have been using this consistently with my Dermae Anti-Wrinkle Treatment Oil. This has rose hip, grapeseed oil, and vitamin A and E. I've used it and you can't even tell. Hasn't gone down at all. I use like 2 drops with this together in my nighttime skincare routine and it works perfectly fine. I noticed that oils mixing in with the moisturizer works really nice. So these 2 have been my thing for this past year and I absolutely love it. This oil is amazing. I've noticed my skin has been getting better since a while, so I don't have that much texture now. It's been a journey, but I'm so grateful for it. Another skincare product is from Summer Fridays. I completely finished this already, which I need to purchase another one. I really like this for daytime use. I use it right after I cleanse my face. Go in with this, a moisturizer, and then my SPF, which I will get to in a little bit. But I noticed that this kind of brightened up those scars that I had on my skin because, as many of you know, I was acne prone skin and I was consistently breaking out, but I managed to control it. It has helped reduce the texture as well as the lightening scars on my skin too, so I'm super grateful for that. I was able to get it for free, so I'm gonna be repurchasing this definitely for sure. I'm also gonna talk to you about my SPF, which you can see how much I've used of it. I purchased this back in August because I really needed it, or July, I can't remember, but this is the Lira Clinical SPF Solar Shield 30 oil-free SPF. So this has a 21% of zinc oxide, which is an ingredient that protects you from the sun. So this has been my go-to ride or die lately. I'm completely almost done with it. I need to repurchase another one. I need to get the bigger bottle. Hopefully they have it, but this has been like an oil-free one. It works really well under my makeup, which I was pleasantly surprised. There's some moisturizers that kind of just like don't really work well sometimes, but this one I noticed does. Another skincare item is my Bioderma water. Basically, it's like a micellar water. I use this for myself, but I have one for my kit as well. I use that to prep my skin too. I use that to prep my cleansed skin as well. This is something that I also find that it's an investment to definitely purchase. If you're someone who wears makeup every single day to work, cleanse your face. Do a double cleanse actually. Do a double cleanse with an oil or a balm. Go in with your cleanser and then go back in with the third cleanse to remove anything else. Those are my skincare routines that I have definitely loved and stuck to for this past 2019. We're gonna move on to some makeup items that have definitely blown me away, and I'm gonna start with primers. I only have one for this past year, which is the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. I mean, this has been my go-to. If not, I didn't use that in all of my tutorials, I want to say, but this is really nice. I really like it a lot. I do have the little baby one because the big one is too much of a commitment for me to purchase. I'm only one person, but you know, I just really like how it feels in the pores, and it's a little bit hydrating. It doesn't dry me out at all. I can also use this by itself also with another primer as well, and I find that it works pretty well under all of my foundations. I just like how like it leaves it like super like it leaves it a smooth finish for my foundation. So this guy was definitely most used this past year. And then for foundations, I have two of them that I absolutely love and pretty much always go back to this past year. These are the two foundations that I really enjoy this past year. The Fenty Hydrating Foundation and then the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation. This is a complete matte finish. This is not a matte finish. I am wearing the Fenty one on today, and super hydrating but not like overly dewy. Just leaves a nice natural finish. I'm someone who has constantly been this past year like having a very minimal makeup. Like the only times that I've done like full blown out glam looks is for Instagram or YouTube, and I just take it off, but that's pretty much it. I honestly have been just doing skin, eyebrows, and just like mascara. Like it's very rare when I used eyeliner this past year. I feel like the Dose of Colors doesn't get enough love out there, and that's kind of sad because this is a really good foundation. I have it in my kit. I've said this plenty of times before. You're probably tired of me talking about it, but it's a very nice matte finish. It lasts all day on the skin. It just looks so gorgeous all day, as well as my Fenty one too. So these two have made it for this past year. That have been my top foundations. For baking purposes or like setting my under eyes, I have always used the Patrick Starr one this past year. I can see how much I have left, but I'm pretty sure by 2 months from now I'll be done with this. I mean, I've been using it like every single time I do my makeup, whether it's like very minimal or full glam. This has been my go-to. I just noticed that it doesn't crease on my under eyes and it doesn't get cakey or anything, which is what I really like about it. It's just a very nice formulated powder. This is the Patrick Starr Patrick's Powder Set Powder. This came out a little while ago. I don't know if it's expired, but that's okay. But this guy has been like my go-to for this past year to bake and set my under eyes and all of that. A highlighter that I don't think I've shown a lot here on my channel. I use this pretty much every single day when I did my makeup, like a very minimal makeup. You can't really, like, I really don't think I showed this on my channel, but this is the Fenty Kilowatt, the Kilowatt highlighter duo in Mean Money Hustla Baby is what she looks like. So I've used this one a lot this past year. I mix some of them sometimes, but she's pretty used up already. I use her every single day. It just left me a nice highlight, but nothing too glittery. Wearable for every day, which is why I really like it. It wasn't like a super highlighted glitter look. More like of a very gentle highlight, soft, subtle highlight. But I really enjoyed this one this past year. I used a lot of her. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't had any dips on it. But ever since I got this at the Ono course with Priscilla Ono, I've been using it consistently like every single day. A blush that I used pretty much in almost all of my tutorials. Like literally, I use this blush every single tutorial, and I'm sure you're probably like, I know what she's gonna talk about. This is the Note blush, and it's called Desert Rose. I got this in a BoxyCharm when I was subscribed to it, but this is my favorite blush of all time. I cannot put this down. This was always on my cheeks every single makeup look I had. It just is the perfect blush for me. I've never been a person to like, oh my god, I love blush this much, you know. If you see my collection, I have like a little bit of them. They're not that many. I have more highlighters than anything, but this blush has really stuck to me. I absolutely love it. I use it every single day, every single tutorial. Glam or very easy on the eyes kind of look. This was like my go-to. So note, you have had my heart with the blush. A bronzer that I kept going back to. I was consistently like always using this for every day for like really big glam looks. It's the Milani Sun Tan Bronzer. This is a silky matte finish. I absolutely love this bronzer so much. I'm surprised I have not hit pan on it because I've used it so many times. I am someone who, like, once I like something, I will stick to it until I finish it. I have like a couple of other bronzers that I have neglected because this has like taken over this past year. I absolutely love it. It's super nice. This is what I have on today. It's very subtle on my cheeks. That's why I really like it. It's nothing too intense of a bronzer. I've used this on my eyeshadow crease look. On my everyday makeup, like I don't put too much. I just put foundation and then I'll just bronze up the skin a little bit and put it on my eyes too. So this is like my go-to bronzer for this past year. I really could not like put it down. For mascara, again, something that I personally have not like found something I've actually really liked. However, this past year I did get sent this from influencer. This is the Mercier Caviar mascara and I absolutely love this formula. I put my Thea on this one. I'm kind of gonna get my mom into it too, but this is the Caviar one. I'm pretty much done with it. There's still some product in here, but you know, like when your mascaras get like dried out and it gets flaky, that's what's already turning into. So I need to stop it. I actually bought a new mascara, so we'll see how I like that one. But this is what the brush head looks like. It's kind of like an hourglass, but not too much, which is why I really like it. And it's swirled around the entire brush head. Mascara has been like my go-to. I have to definitely put it on first and then like wait 10 minutes till to dry, and then I'll curl it and it'll hold my curl, which is why I really like it. It's not a waterproof kind of mascara, but it's still really nice. Let's talk about concealer. This has been my go-to concealer for this past year. This one has been my thing. I bought this earlier in February of last year and I still have some. I'm surprised I still have a lot because I've used it so much. But I mean, if I scrape the ends, you can see that it's like pretty much like, you can see it's almost done pretty much. But this is a shade Sand. On days where I don't want to wear foundation, this is what I would use instead of this. I put this on my under eyes, T-zone, like here, and like spot conceal, blend it out, and then put some powder on, and I'm good for the day. And people are just like, what are you wearing? I'm like, I'm just wearing concealer. That's how good it really is. It's like a full coverage. It's a very, the texture of it's pretty creamy, but I wouldn't say it doesn't dry really fast, which is also a reason why I really like this concealer. And there's so many to choose from too. I was actually really impressed that the sand color like matched my under eyes as well as like the rest of my body, like when I don't wear full glam. But this was like my tried and true one. Also my Milani one, a Conceal and Perfect concealer. I absolutely love this concealer. It's very lightweight. It kind of reminds me of the Too Faced one, but I feel like the Too Faced one has more coverage. I'd say this is like a notch down, but it's still high up there. The price point is incredible. I absolutely love this one. I kind of got my friends into this concealer too. Concealer is like been a really good concealer this past year. I have it in my kit now and I incorporate it with like just brightening up the under eyes, and I actually like the formula. It's a very thin consistency, so again, another favorite of mine. And I wish this came out sooner. This is a Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer. I'm in the shade 20 Medium Tan. This is a super nice formula as well. If you're someone who likes a Tarte Shape Tape concealer but doesn't like the dryness of it, you should opt out for the Dose of Colors one because it is more hydrating and you're able to like move it around more versus the other one of the Tarte one. It's still full coverage, but the Tarte was a little bit too drying, at least for me, my personal opinion. This one's a little bit more hydrating, which I wish came out sooner than later in the year. Two lip liners that I consistently use this past year. I use this pretty much in all of my looks, if not, you know, some. But this is a Morphe Bite Me lip liner that I had consistently used this past year, and I actually really like this lip liner. This is what she looks like in case none of you know. It's like just a really warm color, very easy to use. Like it goes with any of my nude lipsticks and any liquid lipstick, and you top it off with the gloss. It's just super gorgeous. I didn't use it today, but in the past I've used this like consistently, if not in all my tutorials. Another one is the Shayla and Colourpop Lippy Pencil. This is in the shade BFF4. It's darker than the Bite Me one. This one is a little bit more deeper. Again, still pairs really nice with all of my mattes, with all of my nude lipsticks and liquid lipsticks, which is why I also really like that. This past year was the year that I consistently wore these lashes. They're from Amazon. I always talk about them in my tutorials. These are from Pan, and it comes like this. These are the top ones. I'm sorry. The bottom ones are the ones that I always use. I have not used the top ones, but these have been my go-to this past year. Like, I absolutely love this. It's $12.99 on Amazon. You get a little applicator as well. Comes with a little mirror in here, so this is super like easy travel friendly. But yeah, this was like my thing this past year. I absolutely love these lashes. And I had to go back and check all of my looks to see which palette I consistently use this past year. And it was actually 2 Morphe palettes, which are these guys right here. I consistently used these 2 this past year, which I was like, oh snap, I didn't even realize that. But the one that I used a lot was the 35M palette from Morphe, which looks like this. She is super gorgeous. This is a really nice palette for someone who likes different colors. You know, the price point of Morphe is super inexpensive. I think the quality is pretty well, in my personal opinion. You know, I actually really like Morphe shadows, and it's super convenient for makeup artists as well. But I noticed that I gravitated towards this palette a lot this past year, and yeah, these are like a majority of all my looks came from here. Another one that I did consistently use was the 35V, which has more of like blues and warms and cool tones, which is the same idea, but I consistently always went back to these 2 palettes and always had looks like, either whether if it's neutral or some color, anything of colorful looks. I did use the other Morphe one, but these 2 have been like my go-to palettes for this past year. I do have to give it up and also give a shout out to Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills collaboration. This palette is so pretty. I am so happy I did purchase this earlier this year when it came out in the summertime. If you don't have this palette and you're like on the fence about it, I think you should get it. This is a limited edition. I'm pretty sure there's still some in stock, but once they run out, they're gonna run out. But this palette is so pretty. This is really great for women of color. I've used this consistently on my clients. I have yet to use it on myself. I've used it once and that was it. I took it to my kit because I'm like, this is great for brides and just like any type of makeup look. Has warm tones, has pretty much every color in here that you would need. This is one of the collaborations that was like, damn, they did that. So Jackie, Aina, and Anastasia, this is a really nice collaboration. I really enjoyed it. But this year, this really took the show for me, even though it came out like later in the year. But this collection from Milk Cosmetics, oh my goodness, you guys, like completely stole the rest of the year for me. Because like, come on, you know, I have a whole full dedicated video of this collection, but I had to give it a shout out because this was beyond unexpected and just amazing for this past year of 2019. This is what really blew me away. Bro, this was beyond beautiful. Like, I can't get over how gorgeous this was this past year. Like, seriously, I really hope Milk Cosmetics comes out with their foundations and concealers this year, because girl, I already know it's gonna be fire. And I told myself I'm not gonna be buying any more makeup this upcoming year, but the collaboration with Amrezy and Anastasia was announced, so I'm like, you know, I'm gonna buy that. Like, I have to. I missed out on the first collaboration, so I'm definitely gonna get this one. So that is all that I wrote on my bullet journal for this past year as far as like products goes and makeup that I had been constantly going back to. So that is the end of this 2019 beauty favorites of this year. Thank you so much for making it to another year with me. I really appreciate you being here, being so supportive via Instagram and my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys just like, you know, constantly being like active with me and like interacting with me. yeah, you guys are like amazing. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So if you would like to see any videos this upcoming year for me to do, I'd really appreciate you just commenting something that you would like to see more of, or you know, anything in general. But I'm gonna try to be more consistent and kind of get like a flow of things with my channel. I know I went like a little MIA on y'all and I totally missed out on Vlogmas, which I was sad about, and I always do Vlogmas, and this year I just didn't because, as I mentioned, I was working 3 jobs and it was just like kicking my ass. So I really appreciate you for being here and sticking all the way through, and I hope you have an amazing 2020. I wish you nothing but like prosperity and health and love and abundance and just like overall good juju. So I hope you all have an amazing year this upcoming year, and I will talk to you in the next video. Toodles!